What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update, rolling out daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout all of the summer 2020 transfer window. So if you are enjoying the content and you want to help support my channel, then subscribe, press that red button, press the bell to put your push notifications on to be notified immediately when I do upload to stay in the loop with the latest Manchester City news and transfer news, aiming for 20,000 subscribers. We're really close now to 11,000 subscribers, so any help towards that would be much appreciated by me. You can find my social media links there in the description below and popping up on screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email in the description below too. If you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries, leave a thumbs up if you enjoy this video, aiming for 500 likes, and also, most importantly, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, as I'm always interested in what you do have to say. And so, without further ado, let's crack on with this transfer update. We're going to start with the outs first, and we're going to start off with former Manchester City man Joe Hart. Just a little bit of interesting news. He has had a medical at Tottenham Hotspur. He's completed his medical and he is set to sign for them. I find that an interesting move for the former Manchester City goalkeeper. I still like Joe Hart, so I wanted to wish him all the best on his move to Tottenham Hotspur. Still got fond memories of all of his outstanding work that he put in for many years at Manchester City. And also a nice little update on another former Manchester City player, comes in the form of Vincent Kompany. Rewind time. But he has announced his retirement from professional football as he's taken up full-time the managerial position at Anderlecht. So he's not now the player manager, he's now just the manager at Anderlecht. He has hung up his boots. He won't be playing professional football ever again, which makes me really sad, but I wanted to wish Vincent Kompany all the best of luck in his retirement and as he heads into his own managerial career, and I'm wishing him all the best of luck on his managerial time at Anderlecht as well. Little side note, Kalidou has been speaking, and David Silva and Vincent Kompany are going to have statues made and placed outside the Etihad Stadium, and I have had word that Sergio Aguero, once he leaves Manchester City, will be joining them as well. So going to have Kompany, going to have David Silva and Sergio Aguero as statues outside the Etihad Stadium, which I'm a big fan of. I think they're all dedicated players, all in their own right, Manchester City legends, all put in phenomenal efforts at Manchester City. So I'm excited to see that statue outside of the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City, it's modern history, but history nonetheless. So looking forward to that. And speaking of David Silva, the Manchester City legend, we've got an update on him. And this is transfer drama at its absolute best. Okay? So let's backtrack. David Silva had a 3-year deal agreed with Lazio in Italy to go to Rome and join Lazio. David Silva did not give Lazio word last week when they emailed him for a signature to give them word that he would be signing for them. Now, they knew that he was busy with his Champions League campaign with Manchester City, so they just wanted him just to clarify that he would be joining them so they can get everything sorted. They had a medical booked in Rome for David Silva to become a Lazio player. But with David Silva giving them the silent treatment, there was doubt there. And so because of that, Lazio then put in a deadline for him. The deadline passed as of Monday, and David Silva still had not spoke to Lazio. So David Silva, we figured, won't be joining Lazio, and he has become hesitant. So I was wondering what the silent treatment was all about. And then it was being reported just yesterday that Valencia were ready to make a move for David Silva after he'd made his services available to them, and they'd apparently offered him a deal worth €2 to €3 million per year. So it seemed clear that David Silva actually wanted to go back to Spain. Obviously it's not his home in Las Palmas, which is in Gran Canaria, where David Silva, I'm certain, will hang up his boots when he decides to retire. He'll go back home to do that. So he's gone back to Spain. It looked like he was going to join his former club, who Manchester City had signed David Silva from, Valencia. And then we got word just yesterday night that it's become official that David Silva has joined Real Sociedad on a 3-year deal. So that's really interesting. Lazio are furious. They are fuming. So Lazio's been bodied by David Silva. They're really really unhappy about this, by the way. So I'm waiting for the fallout of what's happening on there. I'll get the popcorn at the ready on Twitter. But David Silva, he's found himself a new club. He's left Manchester City. City have put out their final interview, the final time that David Silva visits the Etihad Stadium as a Manchester City player. These are emotional videos. If you want to go and check them out on Manchester City's YouTube channel, then feel free. They're really good videos, but they are very emotional. But David Silva's no longer a Manchester City player. He is officially out of contract. He's left Manchester City and he's signed for Real Sociedad. So I wanted to wish David Silva the best of luck in San Sebastian, in the Basque region. Lovely place to visit, so I've heard. I'd like to get there sometime myself to see what it's like. Apparently it's meant to be gorgeous, so I would like to get there, but want to wish him all the very best of luck. I'm looking forward to David Silva coming back to Manchester to come and play in his testimonial when fans are allowed back in the stadium. I'm hoping the old boys will be there. The Pablo Zaballetas, the Yaya Toures, the Joe Harts, the Vincent Kompanys, etc., etc. will be playing in that testimonial, and David Silva will be able to get a big send-off from all the City faithful. And I'm looking forward to seeing that statue that Kalidou had announced, along with Vincent Kompany and rumoured also Sergio Aguero. So, an end of an era. And I'm sad, I really am, but I want to wish him the best of luck. What a player he has been. Thank you, David. Moving on, Nicolas Otamendi, update on him. Lazio apparently were keen on Otamendi, but they've decided not to make a move for him. Don't know whether that's because of the fallout of what's happened with David Silva because he was a Manchester City player at the time or not. I don't know. That was coming from Il Messaggero. I'm not too sure who they are, an Italian source, so yeah, okay. So Nicolas Otamendi seems certain like he is available for transfer. City still trying to find him a club. Valencia apparently interested. Now on to contract news. The Daily Telegraph, the Manchester Evening News have both been reporting that Manchester City are to resume very soon new contract talks with Pep Guardiola, as City are wanting further clarification on his future. We've had word yesterday from two different sources. Ian Cheeseman, the first one, the man that broke Manchester City's news that we had defeated UEFA CAS, and we've managed to overturn the verdict that UEFA had deemed Manchester City guilty of irregularities with our finances. Ian Cheeseman called that correctly, and he's called saying that Manchester City have got Pep Guardiola on a new contract. It's only going to be a short extension. It's not confirmed yet, but it's expected that Pep Guardiola will be signing a one-year contract extension to his current deal, which will keep him here until the summer of 2022, rather than the summer of 2021, which is when his current contract does expire. And then sources at Barcelona, reliable ones, have actually said that Pep has not signed a new contract as of yet. So we wait to see what happens. I'd like to see a new contract extension. Personally, I'd like to see long-term commitment. Probably not doable, really, with Pep Guardiola. We know what he's like, but I would like to see Pep here for 4 or 5 more years. Really commit his long-term future, because I think that will attract lots of top-class players to come to Manchester City. But a one-year deal, better than nothing in my opinion. So yeah, there we go. So we're moving on to the ins. We've got a little Koulibaly update. Sky Italia, they're reporting Napoli, they're still holding out for nearly £73 million for Kalidou Koulibaly, and they think that Manchester City will give in and they will pay it. That is despite Kalidou Koulibaly's age. He's 29. City know they'll probably get 4 or 5 years at best out of Kalidou Koulibaly. Personally, don't think Manchester City will go that high. I know City are willing to go to around £65 million. Napoli just keep up in the price. What are they going to accept? I mean, City, they may go towards £70 million. They may not. They certainly will with add-ons. If Napoli don't accept that, I'd probably move on, because I feel like we're overpaying, okay? And the transfer is going to take a while to get done, with ADL taking forever to make up his mind. And so I'd move my business elsewhere, if I'm completely honest. Where that may be leads us on to Diego Carlos. The update on him: Manchester United, Liverpool, Manchester City, they're all being linked with the Sevilla man, and because of that, sources at Sevilla are saying now, rather than them willing to accept a little bit less than his release clause due to the pandemic economy, they've now upped it again and saying that if you want Diego Carlos, you are going to have to pay his release clause. His release clause stands at £68 million. £68 million might be enough to secure Kalidou Koulibaly there or thereabouts. So it seems like for the same price, City have got a choice to make. Do they want Diego Carlos or do they want Kalidou Koulibaly? in the comments below, which of those players would you like to see Manchester City sign? Instead, we're going to move on. New name, Alison Matheus of Santos, 16-year-old. I think he's an attacker, or I presume he is because he scores goals. He scored more goals than what Neymar had by the time he was 16. A big upcoming prospect in Brazil. Apparently, Manchester City are interested, but City cannot bring him in until he turns 18 years old because of regulations on young players arriving into the UK from Brazil. Manchester City, though, they are keeping tabs. This is according to Sports Witness. Not sure how reliable this information is, but it seems like a story you probably wouldn't make up, and if you would, why would you? Okay, so moving on to our next story, we've got an update from what was reported yesterday with Lionel Messi being linked with Manchester City. Now, Corriere Dello Sport, a little bit unreliable from news in Italy, are saying that Manchester City, they're willing to spend whatever it will take to get Lionel Messi to come to the Etihad to play with Manchester City, and Messi apparently is keen on one last dance, one last reunion with Pep Guardiola. Inter Milan are heavily being linked as well. If Messi leaves, it seems like it'd be a choice between possibly going to the Premier League with Manchester City or chancing his arm maybe with Serie A. Lots of clubs are going to get linked. Now, Marcelo Bechler, who was the guy that broke this story yesterday and also broke the story of Neymar leaving to join PSG back in 2017. He was the guy that brought that exclusive. He's saying, once again, Messi, he wants to leave Barcelona this summer, and he's now put a price on there for fee, and Barcelona are apparently looking for €100 million for Lionel Messi. So again, in the comments, if Messi was available, €100 million, you're going to get 2 or 3 years out of him. What do you think? I think that fee pays for itself in shirt sales and sponsorships and stuff once you get Lionel Messi, because there's lots of baggage that does come in with it. Good business opportunity. Does he fit into City's system? Let me know in the comments below. Now, the final story, Douglas Luiz. He's been getting linked with Manchester City again after I first reported that Douglas Luiz would not be joining Manchester City. From reliable information from Martin Blackburn at Manchester City, he was saying that Douglas Luiz is not on the agenda at Manchester City for this summer. Globo Esporte in Brazil, who have been quite accurate with the Rosa story that I brought to you several weeks ago with Manchester City closing in on signing him. Not got an update on him being officially confirmed to be signing for Manchester City in the winter. Still waiting on that. But they brought that story, and they're saying that Manchester City want to enact their buyback clause to sign Douglas Luiz back from Aston Villa for £25 million. He would be a defensive midfielder. Personally, I don't see this happening until next summer. We have got the option to sign him next summer. I think the fee goes up a little bit for next summer. I think it's like £5 million, so we might be looking at closer to £30 million if we want to sign Douglas Luiz for next summer. But I don't see us signing Luiz this summer, personally, because we've already got Fernandinho here. Fernandinho's got 1 year left on his contract. I'm not sure he's going to be given another extension. I think next season will be the last season of Fernandinho, and so it makes sense if City want to replace Fernandinho, Douglas Luiz may be the guy that they go for, and so giving him a year's extra Premier League experience with Aston Villa, in my opinion, would make sense. Now, if City did want a central midfielder, though, for this summer, I would like to give Douglas Luiz another season at Villa, then go for our option to sign him if he does another good season with them to replace Fernandinho. But if we're wanting to just add another central midfielder to our ranks, just for numbers, just to boost the squad up and give a fresh challenge to players like De Bruyne, like Gundogan, like Rodri, etc., etc. I really do hope that we do make a move for Houssam Aouar. My fear now with Aouar, with him putting in an outstanding performance on the world stage with that European Cup and getting Lyon to the semi-final, everyone's starting to realise just how good he is, and so I can imagine Lyon, they were willing to accept around €50 million before the Champions League. They're going to up that price, so maybe he won't leave Lyon as of this summer, but we're waiting to see what happens. But in terms of the story, Manchester City making a move for this summer. John Percy at the Telegraph, quite reliable, has said that Aston Villa, they're planning to offer Douglas Luiz a new contract. That buyback clause for Manchester City will still be active even with a new contract, and Manchester City will not be taking up their option to sign Douglas Luiz this summer. That's the word we're hearing, despite information coming from quite reliable sources in Brazil. One has to be right. Who's going to be right? we're going to wait and see. Douglas Luiz, though, would you like him at Manchester City? Would you like him to return? Let me know in the comments below. So there we go. That's been the video. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy this video, leave a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed this video. Aiming for 500 likes. So any help towards that would be much appreciated. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below of these transfers. Subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button. Press the bell and put your push notifications on. You can find my social media links in the description below, sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries. I've got some JSGC merch available. You can find that just below the description if you want to go and check that out. That would be much appreciated. And also, if you want to, you can become a JSGC member as well. You just need to press that join button to become a JSGC member and get a shout out on a video. So there we go. That's been the video. Thank you everyone for watching. It's much appreciated by me. I'll see you all again tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update, and we'll be back again later on today for another live stream, the live stream of the RB Leipzig versus PSG game, which you can stay tuned for, and I'll see everyone over there where we can talk about anything that we want, including transfers. So I've been JSGC. Hope everyone is safe and well. Thank you for watching. Peace. Ciao for now.